Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have EVELYNN, and I put her against Rengar, and I decided, hey, we need something where the enemy top lane gets really fed and does the most damage in the game, because that's what people are complaining about. How do I be an assassin jungler against a counter matchup when the enemy top lane gets fed? And how do I do it with Deft as my AD carry, and his KDA won't be so great? Let's find out in this video. One of the best EVELYNN mains on career. Absolutely smurfing it up, to be honest with you. The champion is a hidden OP S+ tier pick. Now, how does it make any sense? That's because, as the electrocute runes are on your screen now, I can tell you, let me hide the chat away, there we go, that the red smite, Red Pet, Scorch Claw, is busted on this champion, and she's not that easy to play in terms of your macro positioning and not having the same tower hitting capabilities as other champions in the meta. But her win rate, juicy spicy. Her ban rate, respectable, and the pick rate only like 5.5%, so this is one of the S tier champions, best junglers in the season with the new optimization in the jungle, and people aren't playing her. We're going to start on the Raptors here, and this allows us to go Raptors, Krugs red, Wolves, Gromp blue to set up perfect sequencing for a fast level 6. Let's see if she does it or if she chooses something a bit more default going into the red after the Raptors. Now, she does. All of the technical stuff and callouts and runes and builds and everything that is best for EVELYNN in the season will be available on my live Zada.gg companion guide. Link for that in the description below. Now, I will be, by the time most of you watch this, I will have had released a main channel video basically breaking down all the fundamentals of how to be an assassin jungler, early game, mid game, and team fighting. So I'm going to cover obviously how to play EVELYNN in this video and why she's so damn good, especially in this kind of game state. But if you want more of a technical breakdown for all assassins, the main channel video will have all of the juice, and I will link that below. So we have here the Rengar showing up on this juicy early ward, doing a red Krugs Raptors. Nice, nice, nice. And we're going for a quadrant clear gank, and I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. Look at this. We do our Raptors, red, Krugs into the bottom lane. We hit a full charm flash onto the karma. We can keep chaining with our Q and our hate spikes, and we get that first blood. Now, at this point, we saw the Rengar here, and we see him cross mid lane. So keep your eyes on that mini-map, because right here, the Rengar could look for vertical, but the new counter jungling rules mean that is less possible. And our mid laner died, so you know. Now, in the main channel video that I recorded earlier, I talk a lot about these early clears for assassins. Because what's the goal, right? We need to be able to snowball effectively and quickly. You were seeing, guy. You were seeing, and this is Deft. So as EVELYNN goes onto the top side here, she will have this information, and you don't want to match him here. And this is very interesting because I literally just had, and I mean that in the most literal sense, a coaching session with a silver player where a Rengar sat in that exact same damn bush that was exactly warded, and he jumped out and killed his bot lane. Except he was a Graves, and he chose to do Krugs. And I said, look, you're in the area. You know he's there. Let's make a play 3v3. You have the power advantage here. The EVELYNN on this situation is on the top side. So you kind of hope your bottom lane doesn't die, but if your bottom lane dies, they die, and they will in most elos. However, this is, Deft, so we're good to go. We have here the Fiora shoving in the Cassante. I've been playing a lot of Cassante jungle, and, well, you know, it's a thing that I'm doing. It's not really working in the way that Ornn does, but I'm having a lot of fun. So he is being shit on, and again with EVELYNN now, with all assassins, what's the goal, my friends? Futures market, snowballing, damage. That's what we want to do. In this particular case, obviously, we are running the Absolute Focus, which I just wanted to show you has 7 ability power up front, and this is my favorite page still. I don't think we need Futures market on EVELYNN. I feel like our sequencing and farming is so much better than most junglers that we are able to get away with not really optimizing that rune, and we can instead go for all our damage and absolute and gathering. Now, you saw there, as I said on many videos before at this point, around 300 HP, just under 300 HP, you can kite down the camps quite far and use your spells to finish off. Don't use your spells, get it to 300 HP, and then kite it out. Then it's going to reset, right? The idea is that you can use your spells under 300 HP to kite it out, finish it, and then move on. People didn't seem to understand that. So now we know that the Rengar basically showed up bottom lane, would have had to fall back to this side, most likely would have reset, and we'll do this. This deep ward is absolutely exquisite. Here we see the Rengar, look, right on cue, and the EVELYNN pinged it out. So we want this early action. And as Evelynn, you can full clear level 4, look for early action, look for an early counter gank. But at least one predetermined, well-executed gank on the right laners. That's what you want as an Evelynn, and that's what you want as an assassin, effectively. And then you want to play around your ultimate. So the Rengar shows up here. At this point, we can kind of assume, look, the Evelynn went topside, sequence down. She should have reset. She should be up in the topside here again. Careful, the Fiora just hit 6, and your Cassante does not have 6. And the Rengar is in the vicinity. So this is something that we do have to be very careful about. And we are not quite yet 6, as Evelynn went nowhere near it, in fact. This, for me, seems unnecessarily risky at this point. Usually, I would advise here a bit more caution, but this is the concept, right? We sequence top to bottom, reset, went for a sequence again, but we had lots of time to do something. So what can we do? Now, Rengar decides to try and counter gank and shove as well. Our mid laner is losing to the Ahri, and Ahri's not a good one. And did you see the Evelynn's pathway? I'm in a counter matchup. This guy shits on me 1v1. I'm just not going to do the grump. I'll give it up, reset, go bottom scuttle. I'll deal with his bottom quadrant myself. She wasn't going to go ahead and snack this up, and she played that very respectfully. And once he showed, good ward, decided to take the grump when you know where he is. Don't coin flip it. You can, but then you're coin flipping in the wrong way as an assassin, yeah? I mean, when you coin flip as an assassin, you die. And if you're 0-2-0 as an assassin, 0-3-0 as an assassin, and you're not getting kills or assists, it's dumb, right? If you're 1-2-2 or 2-2-1 or 4-2-0, nice, great. Great. You know, you will use that gold better than the people that got kills back. But as long as you're getting more than them, and then you get the dynamization completion, and then you start trimming their team and their egos and destroying them thusly. Deft walks it up and is like, hey, do you want to do dragon? I voted. And then the jungler says, dictatorship? No, I want to get 6 first, which I think is good. Ooh, hello. 5, 44. 48. We hit 6 on the Raptors, and this is great. We want to zone into this very, very nicely. We don't have flash, unfortunately. Can we get close enough? Is she going to agree for the wave? She is! Oh, we hit the slow with the W. We don't need to wait for the full chump. Just check out your Q, get the W slow. We didn't need to use our E, actually, which is quite good. If you don't need to use your E, and she has no ult and no flash, then don't go unnecessarily in if the Rengar's close. She can hit a charm, things like this. So pay attention to those spells. In the meantime, we saw the Rengar float on around the area, and we decided to go back to base. We'll go ahead and snack our alternator, obviously, plus Blasting 1, plus Gustwalker Hatchling, plus... Wait a second, the Rengar has Musk Stomper. The Korean Rengars are really fun. Lion King is obviously a Rengar player. Right, but then he shows up with the ult from the red buff. I think this is something that's kind of expected. We didn't see the full development, but he went into a jungle here, stole the red, and that's why the Evelynn reset. She basically said again, I lose 1v1. I know you walked down this way while I decided to do your Ahri, Evelynn things. And then she decides, hey, look, I'm not gonna face check this. You're here. I know you're here. I'm gonna go back to base, and I'm gonna straight up just do the Herald. That's exactly what you want to do in these particular situations. Okay? We have here now the Rengar snacking away this juicy dragon, and we'll go for the equal and opposite. We will take away the Herald. He can take away the what's that? Dragon. Nice equal and opposite gameplay. And our mid lane is still looking a little bit doomed. So from this, we'll go back from the Herald. We'll enjoy that secure. Take the blue, take the grump. Rengar kills the dragon. We know most likely if he did this, and he shows up with a red buff over here, that this is gone. There's no point even showing up in that area. And most likely he will fall back to his blue side, or just straight up reset with the amount of gold he has, and maybe match us in the top side. So let's see exactly what transpires. But I do think we should try and shut down this Fiora. And, you know, she's doing damage, and the Cassandra has killed her solo. But in the end, the Fiora will do by far the most damage. So that's worth noting. Okay, that's why I picked it. It doesn't always necessarily mean it's in the perfect state of the game. Like, it's not going to be early. It could be later, for example. She could scale and just destroy. We wait for that repost to be used, and then we make sure we commit the flash for the full charm proc. Remember, the full charm proc gives you that magic shred, which is what we want. Because, well, it's penetration, isn't it? And that means they die faster. And they're stunned. So let's do it. And it's a great example here. Time, hidden, flanking, lane gank. Let my laner burn the repost. Let my laner burn those things. Give me the ability to space and hit my full charm. Whereas in this particular situation, redemption? Nope. Oh, Rengar showing up. He's ulted, but he's level 7. He's... Oh my goodness gracious! This is not the Rengar from the video last week. So for the first time, the Evelyns decided to be a little bit more aggressive. Why so? Because we have finished the Rocket Belt, and we have again full charm activation here. Which you can, if you can set up the full charm, always set up the full charm, but this is a good example of I don't have time to use a full charm. I'm just going to make sure that I can hit the W, Q, which gives me that slow, which is enough to hit the rest of my hate spikes, and then obviously E if necessary. Now we're going on a bit more of an adventure because this is classic Evelynn. Hello, goodbye. That's what you want to do, all right? You got it? Flank. So what's your mantra as Evelynn? Flank. What's your mantra as an assassin? Comment it. Flank. Because too many times, Evelyns will now look for this lane gank here, push this tower. No, he's here. She was here, used her F keys, realized her Karma was dead. Right, Karma dead, numbers advantage, I'm gonna use it. And now, yes, let's go hit the plates here. And of course, we can activate the Herald. This will only kill if it can get below 2 plates. 1.9, not 1.9, 1.75. But we were not close enough. We would have had to do a bit more damage there, but that's where that buff to the plate resistance, that's where the nerf to the charge stonks of the Herald have changed the nature of game state elevation. And I talked about this in my Supreme Jungle Guide video for all the stuff you need in Season 13, main channel, linked below, because this now not falling changes the nature of the next few minutes. Hey, she dived! You know, maybe she did all the damage and then didn't get any kills. Yeah, it's looking that way. I look like a little bit of a fool here, but let's see what happens first, okay? The Cassandra's obviously surviving and thriving, and we had some ganks from the Evelynn, and now the Evelynn's moved into the mid lane here using the camouflage. I'm interested to see where that Fiora damage comes from. So let's see how the game develops, because obviously the gold lead, we were a little bit behind equal, and now we've just crawled ahead a little bit. Rengar shows up. Well, let's just focus on the jungling, shall we? I mean, let's just do that, and let's assess at the end of the game. In the meantime, the Evelynn has, as I was saying, this is not dead, which means your pieces go back into the lane, right? Instead of your pieces now moving around where you can go into the jungle, you're still in laning phase. Laning phase is prolonged through this mechanism, which allows you to go for these dives. They must have seen you. They must have an idea, but it's Camille support, which means you have flash ultimate. We can use our full charm here. Let's go. Use a Rockabot gap close. We'll make sure we hit our Q. Then we follow up with more hate spikes and an E, and then you just keep going. The ultimate not really a factor here, and that's interesting because yes, we want to play around our ultimate as much as possible as an assassin, but you also don't want to waste it. But you also want to use it. You also don't want to waste it, but you also want to use it. Here we go. Yeah. Whoa. As any Evelynn main knows, you're allowed to do that one time a game. As any Warwick main knows you're allowed to like fling yourself off the side of the map a few times a game. So that's fine, but you know, we want to get the kill if possible. But again, a good example of, hey, don't save your ult. Like, she's trying to use it. And again, in and out gameplay, right? Go and get the kill, reposition with camo. If you're a Talon, you can kind of E back over the wall, and then you can E over this. Things like that, right? Karma's pushing the mid lane here. Now we start to stop. We don't really farm as much. We see the Rengar on the top side here. Now you want to go for jungle flow, okay? Because the game state is finally elevated. Oh. Well then. Good job, thank you, Camille. That's so demoralizing when that happens. Now that the game state is elevated, we can start to go for map flow, which is when you see an Evelynn stop farming as much, right? What happens is, instead of sequencing and controlling quadrants and doing strategic counter junglings, it's really flowing from one side of the map to the other. And most assassins will want to do that because you've reached an itemization spike, 1-2 items. People are going to be over positioning. Look at this. Even a Grandmaster Challenger, they're going to be over positioning here. We have time for a full charm most likely. We do have Rocket Belt almost available. We don't have Flash. The dude just runs down because the W tells you where she's coming from. So we do lose that, but the Zed should be able to help. Rocket Belt is up, and now we'll get the kill. Zed should get the pop. Go. You're also selfish. But that's okay, because you're an assassin, and you're going to do the damage, provided you do the damage. So, we see here, right, we get a kill, we float, we get a kill, we float, we get a kill. We didn't farm, we take the crab, we'll let the ADC take the red, please don't take my raptors, and the... Are we giving it? We're giving it. The most important thing here is, while the gold reduction will hurt certain junglers like assassins, the experience is just as valuable. So the experience of getting to your second tier ultimate, of getting level 10, of being... There we go. See, now she's coming on... For the love of Odin. This did not go the way I thought it was going to go. Let's see. So, the experience increase kind of negates the gold decrease, and we've just reached a nice fusion level for assassins specifically and carry junglers. And when you combine that with the increased lane state, right? So less, like if you're in a losing game as assassin, you're not going into those team fights as early as we used to, and it gives you more time to kind of catch up. And if you have a lead, it gives you more time to make picks, and that's ultimately the goal. So I talk a lot about the exact philosophies we want. What I love Korean preseason. At least the game quality is significantly better than US or NA. Anyway, never mind, scratch that. We take the objective. Rengar says, hey, Hextech Dragon. Cassandra says, yes, TP. But then Rengar's like, guys, I just want to do the dragon in peace. And he can't because his team are trolling him. He went Must Stomper, but he has Duskblade. Go Gus Walker. Go Blue Pet. This was stolen by the Rengar. We kind of saw that. It is respawning thusly, though. So we'll have Grump, we'll have Blue. We do have the increased experience. Remember, the increased experience comes from the level 5 camps upwards. Level 4 camps and below are exactly the same. So your first clears and the second spawn camps you get, the first 2 second spawn camps you get are exactly the same. The only shift for us is in the level 5 camps and up. So if you full clear, for example, let's just see what happens here. Can we do something about this, Fiora, or do we feel like we want to wait for 11? I think the W zoning tool is great. That's the thing about assassins, right? You want to use your zoning tool as well. For Rengar, you can use your ult just to push him back if there's a situation you and your team don't like. Evelynn, you can just push your W. They have to respect it, or you're going to full charm them, get the magic shred, and they'll die. Not the repost Fiora, but in principle, right? And it forces them back. It just gives you a bit of space. Okay, so now we're going to regroup over here, and we're kind of close to 11. We do want to get that as soon as possible, but the game state is definitely slowed down a little bit. And you want to make sure you're using your experience and your gold advantage as much as possible. 602, 142 mid laner. Top lane actually ended up doing some good things. I'm going to alt tab, I think, very quickly. Let me just have a look. Okay, so the Fiora does end up getting some more kills. Okay, I'm just curious why my brain kind of focused on something and I didn't process the full situation. But that's important, I think, because I'm processing this as you're processing this, right? This is all fresh. For example, I did not watch this game. I just looked at the KDAs. I tried to find a story within the stats, and then we see what happens. And it's always interesting to see what you might think happened from the stats, and then you go in game like, oh shit, that's completely different. Rengar shows up in the bush. We reposition here accordingly because we see the Yin in the mid lane. What do we always want? Oh, we missed a Q, but that's okay. Oh, we traveled with him with the E on the Gale Force. That, of course, makes you stick. Dude's now split pushing here. And I feel like someone should deal with this. Let's see. We did kill someone in the mid lane. That's great. Now we can take these wolves and pull them down. Fiora's now splitting on the top side here a little bit. She's going to focus on this one. So both top lane is kind of focusing on that aspect of the game. She'll get the proc there on the Demolish. And we finally hit level 11, and we fully upgrade our Gus Walker. So we kind of would love to walk into a bush here if she wishes to go through our jungle. Let's have a look. What happens next? Top laners typically get a little greedy for these grumps, and they base in this bush. Let's see. You see, the high elo nature of the game is very different. They will understand this and respect base. There's just a respect base there. So, all right, a little calming down now, but that's okay. What are we at in terms of itemization? 610. I want to keep track of this shit build. This shit is bad. Now, I know they're one of the best players in Korea, but pro players and the best players are the best with their decisions and their champion mechanics. Their builds leave a lot to be desired sometimes. I don't think we need to meme it as much as always, but you know, what are you anti-healing? Fiora only? Rengar didn't go the Ravenous Hydra build at all. Uh-oh. Are we looking? This is shit Herald too. Although actually not, because we're waiting for the wave to catch up and waiting for the Cassandra. But so I don't really necessarily always like these heralds unless you're kind of forced into this particular situation. I like it to be with the wave. I like for a full prong approach here. We do get, yeah, that's it. That was quick though. Now the Fiora is flanking on the bottom side here out of position. So that was a nice smooth transition from the EVELYNN, and it shows you the front to back nature of team fighting. When you think you can't get away with it. Full charm. We don't have anything though. We have flash. We could, but I don't think so. Charge from the Herald gets a full tower. That's very, very nice. The Cassandra is using the front line. We hit the Q3 there. The Camille hits the ultimate, and EVELYNN says, thank you for the free food. So as soon as you're following your team up against another team down a mid lane, and you don't have the ability to flank a situation, wait for a bit of CC from your team that comes through. We will most likely have to ult here. I mean, or we could die. I mean, that works too. I mean, I personally would look to ult. and survive. But if you feel like you don't want to waste that cooldown, although, again, not really an issue for our team here. Let's see, Deft is doing giga damage. The Jhin doesn't really do anything. We're trying in the back line there. Oh, the kiting, the spacing, the peeling, the Cassante, the Varus. Beautiful gameplay, and we're getting bailed out here. And that does happen every now and then, and typically, most people from lower elo, mid-elo games will say, like, my team would have died. Yeah, but why are you dead, right? In Evelyn's case, it's the same exact point. This is results-based then. Because you shouldn't be dead, end of story, okay? And a lot of that is to do with this build. Like, we went from 7 healing reduced to 8. So we increased it by 1. It's a Sebastian Vettel finger. You know, we reduced it by 1. Just go death cap, guys. Just go death cap. If you are someone who is living in the past like me, and you still love the Lich Bane secondary build like me, even though I don't go it, I will still go death cap. It's just inherently significantly better based upon the modern state of the game, itemization, and the shifts we've had to jungle experience, gold, as well as itemization and the nature of the general meta since Season 8 when it was good. You follow? Exactly. So just go death cap and enjoy yourself. Because double needless into a death cap is great. You buy the first needless, and you don't have enough money for the second needless, and the game state's kind of, you could justify Shadow Flame, right? That's the beauty of that needless. And the Shadow Flame will at least do a lot more than this Morello's. And I know that raw AP is good, yeah. But you don't really need the passive, and the HP you don't really need either, because I feel like your positioning should be absolutely juiced and fine. But this is slowed down quite nicely, and a lot of the reason why this is slowed down, okay, is because of Evelynn. She is this big question mark all over the map. She's 812. She's the one that they're afraid of. She's not able to get the damage out that she can. And a lot of that, again, 1, itemization. 2, we have no ability to flank when they control, but she's looking for the flank. Now we're playing front to back. So if Varus hits an ult, if Camille hits an ult, if Thresh hits a hook, if Nautilus somehow misses a hook, but hits a hook. See, Ahri goes in here in getting impatient. Rengo dives in the backline here. We're going to turn and peel for the rest of our team. Ahri repositions. We use the ult to actually get the full charm off because it does activate the charm on the Ahri. She is super low. We're repositioning now, in and out gameplay, healing up. The Fiora is chasing down our Camille. She gets trapped on the tower. Oof, the repost on the ultimate. That was glorious. Zed's not doing an assassin shit as well, flanking the backline here. We go in with the W. We go in. Oh, well, there he goes. He goes the other direction. Double kill. Evelynn's entering from the backside again. W charm is fully loaded. That was a beautiful Q3 knockup from the Cassante. And all around, I would like to give the king's applause. 1. Evelynn. Instead of being an egotistical assassin, dive in the backline thinking, my ADC must live by himself. No. The enemy jungler, enemy team, the Ahri, also pseudo-assassin, the Rengar, they get impatient. They dive in. And that's the importance. Please, flanking and patience. Don't force the flank. Don't force the engage. If those champions, as I was saying, hit those stuns and ults, then you can front to back play, pick. And in the video on the main channel tomorrow, I will showcase this example, also using an Evelynn actually. But if you just hold and you have an equal or winning game state and you have the threat of your existence forcing them to play conservatively, just wait for them to tilt. Just wait for them to get impatient. The Ahri does that. She ults in, she tries to go all, and the Rengar says, yes! He dives in, and Evelynn turns for the save. She had the charm going on the Ahri, so when she ulted, she procced that full charm as well. She repositioned with that ult, waited for a passive to come up, and then the Camille got dove by the Fiora, doing some great stuff. And then the Zed came out of nowhere as well, caught up in air there, because there's a lot of speaking here. So there was a really interesting and dynamic team fight. You can watch it again in slow motion, I think, if you need to, but really beautifully done from everyone on the blue team. Spacing, nothing Deft could really do. Again, here with camouflage, we wait for the over-engage. That's a tilt play by the Fiora. That's where a lot of her damage came from. And from this, it should be able to end. You see how we're just shadowing here? Any assassin, just shadow, look for the pick. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's it. You shadow and you wait for the split. See, that's the thing. If you can't flank and you're from the front or the side, if you're a Talon, if you're an Elise, if you're a Kiana, if you're a Kayn, and you're struggling to get behind the back line, then you can stay on the sides, right? And as soon as they have like a 3 and a 2 or a 4 and a 1, go in, make the pick. If they're grouped up as 5, just don't yeet in and get sucked and killed, right? That's exactly what the Rengar did, trying to do that here. I mean, we can go ahead and just look at it a little bit once more, maybe, just at the end of this video. So we have here the Ahri goes in with impatience. We activate our W on the Ahri, right? She doesn't know exactly where Evelynn is. The Rengar tries to assassinate the Evelynn, and that's a typical issue. for assassins. They'll dive in trying to kill a target, they're unable to kill a target, and then their entire enemy team that's playing correctly turns and focuses, which is what I'm saying to not do. Also, his build is terrible, and he should have gone Gust Walker. I don't know what the Must Stomper is doing remotely here that he believes he needs it when you have the W capacity. So the Evelynn uses her ult then to reposition, and now she's waiting for her cooldowns and her HP to come back, but the full charm on the Ahri is really, really good, which means Varus in the backline here is able to dish out DPS onto the Ahri, who hits a max range charm on Varus, who again just gets exploded, and now our whole team is pushing back here. K'Sante has to TP in into the backline. Evelynn deals with this, which is what we saw. He actually ends up ulting the Ahri over here, which is what I missed, because we were focusing very much on the Evelynn. The K'Sante goes into the backline to disrupt, and now the Zed can also go ahead and get double kills and then reposition. And then obviously the Evelynn has decided to reposition herself once the Fiora left to fight, and then K'Sante here is getting zoned, and we flank again from the backline. Beautiful Q3. I mean, I played a lot of K'Santes, that's beautiful. So, played a lot of champions in this game. The Evelynn, the Rengar, and the K'Sante, big points for me. So yeah, beautifully done. Please like, share, and comment. And if you enjoyed and learned something, Zodi GG guide for Evelynn, Rengar, all below. Match history link as well. Main channel. Anything you might need from me is there as well. Patreon has coaching pods and signups, and wonderful game. Fun time to talk about. Hope you enjoyed it. See you all in the next tutorial.